Hi, everyone. I'm Meredith Davis, and I'm coming to you today from Sedona, Arizona, and it is March 29th. It's Good Friday in the Christian tradition. And just want to thank everyone for tuning in and being here on this lovely Friday spring afternoon. So, as I said, my name is Meredith Davis, and I have a practice here in Sedona, and I have the privilege of working with people to help them on their journey toward wholeness and oneness, to strip away some of the layers that have perhaps gotten us all. We all know what those layers feel like, of heaviness, tightness. And today I want to share with you some things about the way I have worked through some layers in my own life and have been able to teach others to work through also. I have created my style of breathwork and energy work, as most of us practitioners have. And I call it quantum shift, energy healing, and breath. I had the privilege, probably back in 2011, of just being downloaded with an understanding of and an experience with what I call the soul of the quantum. And to be able to understand and to have sort of an entree into knowing and feeling and sensing, not that I have any, much scientific background, but it's so real and present, and it's worked. It's helped me to move forward so potently in my life, and also in the people that I've been able to work with and share this with. So that's what I want to share with you today. So as I said, today is Good Friday, and I just want to mention that in the Christian tradition. And taking that tradition and taking that story to a bigger place where we can all access, what does that mean for me today? And I like to think about the concept of surrender and allowing. And we often think of surrender as being something, maybe a little bit on the negative side, kind of like giving up or giving in and just saying, a bit like resignation almost. But if we could take the concept of surrender and turn it around and make it a positive thing, I'm willing to give up what I know about myself and what I think I know to be true in the knowing that there's something greater. So we're not surrendering, we're surrendering into the possibility of something more. And I think that sums up the message of Good Friday, that there was this surrender, and we've all had experiences. You've had many, more than you'd like to count, experiences of where things have gone on in life that were awful. Maybe not that awful, but awful. They felt wrong, unjust. This just isn't right. But we've come through it, and here we are. So being able then to say, okay, I'm willing to kind of crawl through this dark place, trusting that there's going to be something even more on the other side. And taking that now and feeling, okay, we've done that. What is the more on the other side that we want to feel? All of us want to feel expansive. We know it's there. There's something inside us that knows. There's something bigger. There's something more. There's something more free. There's something more flowing and easy. And yet we're kind of in these little grunty, stuck places that we have to kind of push through. And so learning then ways to work with those places so that we can calm and soothe the nervous system. And that's going to be the focus of the meditation today. We are still in our human bodies, and we're bringing all this consciousness in. We're waking it all up, and it's waking up and growing like there was a seed inside us, this golden seed of the truth of our being. And it was buried deep in the soil of our human self and our human stories, this story of humanity through eons, plus our own personal stories. And so we, by just the action of our souls, have somehow decided to turn and question that seed. What will it take for it to sprout and grow into something amazing? And it has to work its way through the shell of the seed and break through and work through the layers or perhaps some rocky ground to be able to sprout and grow. And that's the path that we're all on, and you've felt it in your life. It's what we're doing. It's why we're here. It's why we're doing what we're doing. And so we look for ways to nourish that little seed of that truth of ourselves, to somehow bring into alignment this human packaging that has a nervous system, it has habits, it has aches and pains, and it has limitations. But how can we find ways to bring that human part of ourselves into this total package of alignment, all focused on allowing this beautiful seed of the truth of us into the great blossoming and fruition of the Creator's intention in dreaming us up? So one of the ways that I love to work with is by using the breath. That's my thing, quantum physics and breath. And the breath is foundation to everything. It's funny, I like to say that the answer pretty much to everything is right under your nose, because it is. And we take breath for granted, and we just don't even realize that we're doing it, except if we stopped, But when we can slow it down enough to really focus in consciously on using breath almost as a metaphor. So if you think about breath, what can it be? It can be a nonverbal language. If I sit here and I take this breath, and you've all done it, you do it. You know what I'm saying. I am consciously using that breath as a nonverbal yes. It's a big, fat yes to the universe, to the divine. And so we can use this physical structure. We can use the gift of breath to express. We can allow the breath to express so many emotions. You can feel that there's emotion behind that. It doesn't take your brain to sort through exactly what those emotions are or how to put them into words. You can just express it through that breath, through the action of just saying, I don't have the time. I don't want to put it in all these words, but here, take it. And that actually starts. We now have wonderful evidence, thanks to advances in technology, in science. We have the ability to scan the brain, the nervous system, and even they can look into the DNA. And we have databases proving that conscious breathing, aromatherapy, yoga, all the things that we do, the breath work, they can track the actual physiological, neurological, and biochemical changes in this package here to show that, yeah, it works. It's not just woo-woo. It's not just feel good. It is changing the actual being that we are, bringing every cell, every molecule, every atom, every photon, and down the road with smaller and smaller particles, bringing all of that into magnificent alignment with the amazing oneness that we are a piece of. And yet the totality of that is in us. And so when we're able to use the simplest, most basic thing, breathing, to be able to activate that and empower it and even make it more potent to create, to release, to soothe and calm, to rewire the brain and nervous system. our brains are like big computers or little computers. So we have this database inside our ears, between our ears. And I don't know about you, I like to use a Mac, so I bring home my shiny new MacBook from Best Buy. Oh, and it's just so pristine, and it's all, clean and ready to go. And then I proceed to fill it up with this, that, and the other. And pretty soon it gets slower and more sluggish, and it starts doing strange things. And you get mad at the computer, and you see, stupid computer. Yeah. Then you need to call in the big IT person. And in my, when I do breathwork sessions with people, I often use the analogy that today, when we do this breath session and when we do this meditation even, we're calling in your soul, your highest essence as the big IT person. We all need to be defragged, debugged, get rid of some human hard drive viruses, and we need to be upgraded to the latest operating system. Some of us are still working on DOS, God help us. We've got programming in there. We've got old faulty data from mom, from dad, from religion, from culture, from teachers, all of it. The whole human history is right in here and in every cell of our bodies. And we work so hard sometimes that we beat ourselves up so much that when we can start pulling that in and really feeling the connection there and using the breath to release, to dump all that stuff and refresh what's going on in here, then we can calm, soothe this nervous system so that it can go through the changes more smoothly. Anytime we try to incorporate a new practice, or we try to release an old habit that's not really working for us anymore, we're going to run into pushback, because the body, the human body and brain and nervous system, are built to create balance and create normal. We get rather addicted to what feels normal. It's chemical. And so by using the breath then, we can soothe that little panic when we are starting to introduce a new way of being, so that we don't get as much pushback from the old programming, the old data, the old nervous system programming. So as we're going through, and I thought I would do the background sort of sharing, so that when we go into the meditation, you'll know why we're doing what we're doing. I read in a book one time that it was written by a brain researcher on his book on epigenetics. And he was saying that when the left brain, that sort of logical part of us that likes its facts and its figures and its research and its proof, when the left brain has something to latch onto, it can say, oh, okay, because the right brain over here is going, oh yeah, that breathing feels good, that yoga class was amazing, beautiful meditation, I love the music. And the left brain is saying, yeah, but. And so when we give the left brain a little bit of that background, a little bit of that science, maybe that's just me, but when we get a little bit of data, say, well, you know what? Look at all this. This is why we're doing this, and this is what it's doing for you. The left brain and the right brain can come together and say, yeah, let's do that. It's good. So it just kind of helps with a whole brain buy-in, which then puts the whole organism into more coherence. It's the whole thing. How can we get into coherence with this? And that's the practice we want to work with. So the practice I'm going to take you through today is something I love doing, and I do it for myself. And when I first started working with it, just kind of playing around and experimenting, was working with a client, and I had him do this visualization, and he felt stuff in his body. And then when he was describing what we had done to someone else, he said, yeah, she did this meditation thing with me, and it made my brain melt. So I have affectionately termed it the brain melt meditation. Sometimes we just really want to melt it, don't we? Stop. So it works. The reason it feels like you're melting your brain is because it actually works with the vagus nerve. And you probably are hearing a lot about the vagus nerve these days. It's really hot out there on the internet. And it's good that it is. It's a cranial nerve. It starts in the brainstem, and it actually works its way through the entire body. It actually follows the chakra line. What a coincidence, right? But it goes through the entire body. It modulates the autonomic nervous system in your brain. Here's more science. The cardiac nervous system, your heart, and your gut, the enteric nervous system. So it's so interesting that, even out there, we talk about the brain, we talk about the heart and the gut. Your heart, follow your gut, follow your heart. And it's amazing that that's in the vernacular. It's in common reference, because it's very, very true. So when we can use our breath in a particular way to activate the vagus nerve, it rebalances us, because human beings naturally go around in fight, flight to varying degrees all the time. Am I going to do it right? Am I safe? I'm driving the car, you're looking around. Go into the store, you're watching. We're always watching. It's just part of being human. We're not invulnerable. We are vulnerable. And so we're always on guard. Am I okay? Do they like me? Am I coming across well? All these things. Have I done everything I'm supposed to do today? Have I done it right? And so that puts us in this sympathetic dominance. So by activating the vagus nerve through focused conscious breathing, we are actually stimulating the parasympathetic, which is rest, repair, safety. We are starving, absolutely starving, to feel safe, to feel loved, and to feel kindness and compassion in ourselves. There are some of us who have never, ever felt what it feels like to be totally safe as you in your body on planet Earth. And that's sad. So we can use the breath in a certain way to shift that. And that's what I want to share with you today. So as we begin now, you're comfortable, put your feet on the floor. Feel your butt cheeks on the chair beneath you. Feel your back supported. And just let your body feel comfortable in itself, trusting this chair beneath you, this virtual chair, to support you. And then I want you to, as you close your eyes, picture your brain inside your head. Just notice how your head feels. Might feel a little poundy or heavy or tingly or buzzy. You might feel more weight on one side of your head than on the other. And as you picture and feel into your brain, begin to take gentle breaths through your nose up into your brain. Slowly feeling the cool air go up through your nostrils into your sinuses, And feel the cool air hit inside your head, hit the bottom of your brain. And then exhale out of your brain. Feel the warmth as you exhale. And continue to take these very slow inhales and exhales into your brain. Feeling the cool air expand, exhaling gently out of your brain. And notice that with every exhale, it begins to feel like your brain is relaxing. And as your brain relaxes, it might start to feel a little bit heavy in there. Like it's just, letting go. It works so hard. And it may feel like your brain is getting so relaxed that it almost feels like it wants to just sort of collapse and pull away from the top of your head, and just feels like it wants to kind of slump down into the bottom of your skull, like it's just let go. And as you continue to take those soft breaths in and out of your brain, you might feel and notice a ring of sensation around your head. Your forehead, eyebrows, eyeballs may feel tingly, a little bit achy. Around to the sides of your head, the temples above your ears may feel a little bit poundy in there. And around to the back of your head. And just focus on and feel that ring of sensation. And it may start to want to trickle down your face as though it's releasing something. And now for just a moment, shift your focus. We have this ring of sensation, this layer of sensation. But bring your awareness and your mind's eye up into the very top of your head, right under the crown chakra, to a place where it feels like your brain actually did let go. And as you look into that space in the very top of your head, like the attic of an old house, feel how quiet it is. And as you breathe into that space and feel how spacious. It's as though the top of your head has opened. And you have this infinite quiet space, perfect peace, perfect stillness. And breathe that sense of stillness and space. Breathe it into your chest, your lungs. Just absorb it. This is who you truly are when you're not busy being human. This is you at home. And as you breathe and expand with it, it feels like this expands. And just feel the power of it, the beauty of it, the magnificence of this space, the stillness. And yet it's potent. It's beautiful. we could stay here a very long time. And indeed, there's part of us that lives there always. We know this place. It is our home. So now as this space expands in the top of your head, we're just going to remember that other layer underneath it. That tingly, maybe a little bit achy and throbbing, different places in your head, down low, around the eyes. And it's as though that space is pressing down on all that busyness that was in your brain. And imagine that layer of your brain there, sitting kind of in the bottom of your skull, as though it's like a big old plate of ice cream, just sitting on a table on a summer day, and it starts melting. And just allow that ring of sensation to melt, to flow down behind your eyes. Our eyes and the visual part of our brain, it records everything, even things we're not aware that we saw. Fleeting looks on people's faces, perhaps of dismissal or disgust, ridicule. It's in there. And so feel the inside of your brain begin to melt, release, and let it run down through your head, through your brain, down past the ears. All the words that you've heard that have wounded you, embarrassed you, frightened you, made you feel less than. Just feel the inside of your ears, way inside your brain. Let it melt. And then feel the trickle, just like melting ice cream, run down through your face, your cheeks, around your lips, your jaw, around the back of your neck, all the way down your neck, the sides of your neck, under your ears. Let it melt and flow down under your chin, through your throat, even inside your throat. What are the words you wish you could have spoken? What do you wish people would have understood more? What words have you spoken that you wish you hadn't? Let it melt. And then let it all flow down your chest, over the tops of your shoulders and down your arms. Let it flow down your shoulders. Let the shoulders drop. The responsibility of trying to figure yourself out. Let it melt. Imagine your shoulder blades are like the chocolate coating on a popsicle that just slides off. Let all the burden of you slide, melting, down through the organs, the torso, the back. Let it flow. Feel it all flowing down your hips, your buttocks, through the genitals. All of that sexual connection, intimacy stuff that is just so tangled up, so much. Let it flow down your legs, your knees, and feel your feet tingle as it just releases down into the earth. And just feel it flow. Give it to Mother Earth. And you may feel a little answering tingle of energy coming back up to your heart as Mama Earth says, got it, got you. And with a breath then, bring your awareness to the center of your chest. And take a lovely, slow breath. Very tender. Remembering that immaculate, amazing, incredible stillness and beauty and light that you saw on the top of your head. Breathe that in to your chest. In Chinese medicine, they tell us that the lungs hold grief. The grief of our lives, the grief of lifetimes, the grief that we see around us. It's like our lungs have become heavy, like lead weights inside our chest. And our hearts are tucked in the middle of that. No wonder our hearts can get heavy. No wonder our shoulders stoop over with the weight that we carry. So breathe that light into your lungs. Picture your lungs taking in this light as though it's a vapor, that there's steam, and the fragrance of this is like nothing on this earth. Picture this beautiful vapor going into every air sac in your lungs, cleaning, clearing, dissolving, transmuting, neutralizing. And as you exhale, just gently release the residue of all the grief. You may have normalized it and hidden it and tucked it away, but it's there. All the corners, all the cubby holes, all the frightened, closed off places. Just breathe that beautiful vapor and say yes, allow it to transmute. And as you release it, perhaps visualizing a dark cloud, just allow that to be taken back up to Creator, Source, to be neutralized, dissolved forever. And as you feel yourself expanding, feel your shoulders broaden. Feel your chest expand, perhaps feel your back able to be straighter. You've created space, space for more, space for new. Feel the brilliance as though your lungs are now like these gorgeously brilliant white angel wings inside, lifting you. And as your lungs expand and lift, we see your heart. So looking into your chest now, and look at your heart. What do you see? Sometimes hearts look a little bruised and damaged. Sometimes they've got scars on them. Sometimes there's a piece of barbed wire wrapped around your heart. Sometimes it's in a cage with a big old lock on it. We're going to take that off, gently unwinding the cords, the wire, unlocking the lock and opening, removing the cage, soothing the bruises, the scars. You can almost feel like taking your own heart in your hands as if you were cradling the tiniest little bird or kitten. And look at your heart. Look at your heart with tender eyes, as if you're looking at a newborn, perhaps a newborn you. And as you look at yourself with a slight smile and tender eyes, you begin to give yourself the reassurance that you're fine, you're not broken, there's nothing to fix. And so as you hold your heart tenderly in your hands and just then allow it to be back in your chest and looking deeply into yourself, into your heart, then you might even start to see your own eyes looking back at you. And look into your own eyes tenderly. Feel the eyes of your heart looking back at you. And feel the bonding. Many of us are strangers to our own hearts. And as you look into your heart, see your heart as magnificent, powerful. See it as having come through a lot. So maybe those scars are medals of honor, but they can be soothed and renewed, set free now. What does your heart look like? Gentle and loving, fierce and proud, adventurous and fun-loving. Maybe there's a gleam in the eyes looking back at you like, let's have some more fun. Let's not be so serious. Or maybe your eyes are saying, we need a break. We need to relax and let it be okay to do nothing. But whatever you hear your heart speaking to you, whatever dreams and plans you can concoct with your own heart, feel the partnership and make a promise to your own heart that you will listen to her voice or his voice. And as you make that promise, take a breath and breathe from your heart, breathe it up to your brain. And exhale down to your heart again. Inhale up to your brain. And exhale down. And as you continue to breathe up and down, feel and imagine that you're actually creating an energy connection here. Maybe you see it in your mind's eye like a fiber optic cable, gold or blue, but lit up. Feel your brain activate at this new source of information and guidance. Like, oh, I thought I had to have all the answers up here. Feel your heart go, oh, finally somebody's listening. And just feel this connection here. Nice. And so next, as you exhale down, just take that column of light energy and let's run it through the rest of your chakras. They want to get in on the fun too. Connecting all of it. So from your brain, your heart, your sixth chakra, down through your throat, through the heart, down into the solar plexus, how you show up in the world. Let that be transformed by what we did up here. Down into the low belly, the sacral chakra. Down into the root at the perineum. And then down into the core of the earth once again. And just feel this connection like a fiber optic cable from source all the way through the center of your body, anchored in the heart and soul of Mother Earth. And feel the centering. Feel the strength. Feel the connection. And as you breathe, you can actually allow that column of light to start expanding within you. Just allow that light, because it's all particles of information, packets of energy and information. Allow it to run through your entire body. You might feel a lot of tingling by now through your chest, your arms. And allow it to go into every cell of your body, bringing new information and new energy into every single cell of your body. And then allow it to expand beyond your body into your entire auric field. And feel that expansion in your whole field. Feel the brilliance, feel the connection, feel the love. Feel that you are home to yourself. And now as you enjoy that upgrade, that energetic boost, kind of bring the vision back in. And just allowing yourself to come back into a sense of this room, of being in your body. But one final thing, almost as if your brain, your eyeballs, almost like melt and join your heart. So that as you open your eyes and look out at the world around you, you're doing it from that deep, deep place in the very center of your being. And notice the difference. And so it is.